Without the Halo name and sound effects, Spartan Assault would be a colorful but otherwise barely remarkable twin-stick shooter. Aside from some annoying stability problems and dumb microtransactions, it is competently made, but rarely memorable unless you're playing the online-only co-op. The top-down perspective turns the distinctive Halo arsenal into a bunch of pretty boring guns. Only the heat-seeking Needler has any real complexity to it beyond point and shoot, so most of them handle too much alike to make you play differently. Most of the variety comes from the armor abilities like health regen. A few of the 30 single-player missions get ambitious, allowing you to drive a Scorpion tank or hijack a Covenant vehicle. It could have used more of that kind of freedom, because typical search and destroy missions and timed holdouts against waves of enemies get old pretty quick. The Xbox One exclusive 2-player co-op is much better designed. Its 5 missions against the Flood are faster paced and have objectives that require teamwork, like lowering force fields to let the other guy through. And they're quick to run through in just a few minutes. It's the kind of thing that would have been great to play through with a buddy on the couch, but Spartan Assault needs a second Xbox One to make that happen. The plot that ties it all together is flatly presented with a few animatic cutscenes and occasional voiceovers.
Spartans Davis and Palmer were both stationed on Dratheus V's moon at the time of the first attack. Let's see how they succeeded in repelling the first assault waves.
But mostly it's big blocks of text that precede each mission. It feels low budget, and leaning forward to read the tale of 2 Spartan soldiers defending an Earth colony between Halo 3 and Halo 4 didn't hold my interest for very long. Spartan Assault isn't a difficult game, but the scoring element gives it some replay value beyond the 5 hours it took to beat. I like that earning a high score is about pacing yourself. You have to string together as many kills as possible within 4 seconds of each other to maximize it. Optional modifiers, like one that depletes your shield as you fire, and another that reduces the ammo of weapons picked up off the ground, do give you more challenging ways to play. I was surprised at how often it crashed back to the dashboard, though. 3 times in the 5 hours. This isn't a technically complicated game. But the worst part about Spartan Assault is its obnoxious microtransactions, which let you skip experience point grinding to change out your weapon loadout at the start of a mission. Considering the only real point of using this gear is to bump up your score on the leaderboard, that's pretty gross. Halo Spartan Assault is an uninspired top-down shooter that gets by mostly on the strength of its art and sound, all borrowed from previous games. It can be a challenge when cranked up with modifiers, and the co-op has a faster and more entertaining pace to it. But with all the crashing and lame microtransactions, it's kind of ridiculous that this is the first Halo game to appear on Microsoft's next-generation console. For more on Halo Spartan Assault, stay on IGN. Before we go, check out one of the better co-op missions against the Flood.